So, welcome to Psychology Week. Today we are going to be talking about one of the themes that we're questioned on. So, I'm Seth Heynes, I'm a psychology professional, and I have with me Bridget, Jelley, and Ance as well. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Oh, yeah, might as well. I'm Bridget. Hi, I'm the Director of Effect and a registered coaching psychologist.
And I'm Ance Strydom. I'm a coaching professional also, and I do coaching and facilitation.
Very cool. So one of our big themes that comes up quite often is coaching in psychology and coaching psychology. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, coaching and psychology. So I had a couple of questions. We've had 3 questions that we want to talk to you guys about today. So first and foremost, the first question that came to mind was, how does coaching fit into psychology, or how does psychology fit into coaching? Bridget, you're a coaching psychologist, so tell us a little bit about that.
I think it fits very well.
Yeah.
I think psychology fits very well into coaching actually. The reason I think it fits very well is that a lot of the techniques and strategies and the methodologies that we use in psychology, we can use in coaching very well. And from what I gather, a lot of coaches who aren't psychologists turn to what we do as psychologists and use that stuff as well. So it goes both ways, hand in hand.
Yeah. Ance, thoughts on that?
I suppose my thoughts around that is that people who study psychology and also practice coaching, they tend to draw from similar frameworks, similar principles, theories of different fields of psychology. So you might see a more of a similar approach when it comes to how they apply the coaching from drawing from psychology.
Yeah, no, that's good. And yeah, absolutely right. One question that you sort of mentioned, you actually segued me into my next point, Bridget, was around what is the difference? We've had a question about what's the difference between a coach who is a psychologist and a coach who isn't. In your opinion, what are some of the key differences?
I guess I'm biased, I'll just put that out to start with, because I am obviously a psychologist.
Yeah.
So I know how we're trained. So psychologists are trained for a minimum of 6 years at university, plus they have quite a lot of practical training as well. And also with a psychologist, you are bound by legislation, so the Health Practitioners Act and a code of ethics. So that means we have to not only follow those, but if we don't, there is a governing body that will check in on us if we're not. So I guess the difference, one of the main differences I see between a coach who's a psychologist and one who's not, is that a psychologist is regulated for a
more regular.
Yeah. So they have to be supervised. They have to have so much X amount of training. I know coaches who do coach training also have to have a certain amount of training and supervision as well. And I guess the other main difference is that we are health practitioners, so we're regulated by legislation. So that probably would be one of the main differences, I'd say. But again, I'm biased. I don't know how those who train or not psychologists in coaching, what their training looks like.
Okay.
So, yeah.
No, that sounds good. Ance, anything from you? Any thoughts around that?
Well, I know that coaching is one of the fastest growing professions in the Western world at least, and there's many different types of coaching professions. So pretty much anyone can be accredited as, for example, a life coach,
life coach,
personal coach.
Quite common,
absolutely. Yeah. Whereas psychologists, obviously, as Bridget has mentioned, they go through a rigorous program of training. Yeah. And they actually graduate, get registered. Again, as Bridget said, we have to adhere to the psychologist's code of ethics. Also, psychologists tend to undergo supervision, right, to ensure that they apply best practice. They're always developing.
Always around best practice,
yeah. Cool. And again, just drawing from those similar fields of cognitive psychology, behavioural, social psychology, and applying specific frameworks in their practice.
Good stuff. No, it's really good. And I know in obviously in coaching as well, it can be quite personal. We've had a question around personal experiences and wanting to talk about that, and is it like getting therapy? So there's always this, this idea of sitting on a couch and we're having therapy versus counselling versus coaching. So what can you answer that? Answer a bit of that?
I would love to have a couch.
Demystify that a little bit?
No, it's not really like therapy in my experience. I've done therapy and it's quite different. I think the difference between a therapeutic setting and a coaching setting is a coaching setting is more collaborative. So we're equals. There's no power imbalance or a patient or a therapist type scenario going on. It's just that we've got 2 minds that have come together. that are going to try and work out some goals and some ways to achieving those goals. So that's kind of how I see it. I personally would like to have a couch. I think it's very comfortable, but yeah, we don't. There's no couch.
That's awesome. Ance, any thoughts about yours, and particularly around talking about personal issues and experiences? Any thoughts around that?
Although there can be some benefit in terms of it providing a frame of reference for moving forward, the way that we practice coaching tends to be much more future oriented. So we're focused on the positive, the strengths, what are the opportunities. It's very solution focused. So we find that coaching can be very effective without actually delving and analysing past traumatic or distressing events. As Bridget mentioned already, there's a lot of listening. It's very collaborative, so that might also be something that distinguishes it a bit. What coaches do is they listen a lot and they place questions very strategically to raise that awareness, but ultimately they provide a platform that is for the client to be able to take ownership of the process.
Good stuff. That's some good points there. Thanks for sitting in. Appreciate it. That's coaching and psychology. If you have any more questions, check in with either one of us. Check in with the Effect. It's something that we do as part of our service offering. So yeah, we look forward to tuning in for the next one. Cheers.